Dear friends, I have set the third principle for myself when constructing the relational non-duality. Philosophy, in my view, is not a static system, but an unfolding life. It is not a temple of stone structures, but a forest sprouting in spring. The principle of openness implies that any philosophical or spiritual system, including those proposed by ourselves, must maintain an open attitude of welcoming questioning, supervision, and updating. It is not built on a foundation of defense, insecurity, and closure, but springs from confidence in truth and trust in the resonance of life. All wisdom systems should be seen as structures in process, whether it be the 6 schools of ancient India philosophy or the dialogical tradition of ancient Greece, whether it be Buddhism, Taoism, or various mystical schools. They are not static systems, but gradually unfold and form through the process of historical evolution, experiential updates, and the development of collective human consciousness. However, many traditions, in the process of dissemination, have closed their original open systems as unquestionable dogmas in order to maintain a certain stability or authority. This practice is most commonly motivated by desires to protect tradition from misuse, fear that questioning will lead to division, the need for religious structures to maintain hierarchy and intermediary roles. The issue lies in the fact that when a system is closed off, its vitality also comes to an end. It ceases to flow, to respond, and merely repeats. It eventually only retains form, devoid of spirit. Philosophy does not need to come to a dogma, but should be a dance of response. Its essential characteristic is not to provide a final answer, but to offer an unfolding responsive structure. Openness is not about uncertainty, but about being alive. It means we no longer yearning for an ultimate, authoritative, unified answer, but acknowledge our relationship with truth is not about precision, but about resonance. Every transformation, realization, and encounter in our lives could serve as an entry point for re-understanding truth. Truth is not a static monument waiting for us to discover, but a dynamic symphony inviting our participation. Faced with this openness, many individuals may feel uneasy and even lean towards extremes. I would like to point out 3 of the most common negative exits. 1. Blind adoration of authority. When we cannot bear uncertainty, it is easy to seek refuge in a know-it-all, relying on a perpetually correct sage, scripture, or system. However, this often closes off our awareness, depriving us of space for development and independent thinking. Compliance might seem safe, but in reality, it suffocates. 2. Relativism. Another extreme is believing that every viewpoint are equally true, a seemingly inclusive yet actually vacuous attitude. In this state, we lose our standards of judgment and cannot discern what truly possesses validity and can stimulate transformative wisdom. 3. Nihilism. Even worse is descending into nihilism after complete disappointment. Since there is no ultimate answer, everything becomes meaningless. This is one of the root causes of spiritual emptiness for many modern individuals. They break free from religion, but fail to enter a new resonance structure, lived as isolated entities. In the philosophy of non-duality, These anxieties are entirely unnecessary. What we want to say is, we do not need to pursue an ultimate truth, not because it does not exist, but because we are already a part of the truth. You are not a passerby on the path to truth. You are a segment of that path itself. You are not seeking an answer. Your state of being is a response in itself. You are not an outsider to some mystical secret. Your breath, your aspirations, your goodwill are the divine speaking through you. Some might ask, how can one live if truth cannot be definitively defined? I would like to answer in this way. Have you ever seen a flower in spring cease to bloom, merely nailing itself in a page of a botany textbook, just to prove, I have been defined? The development of philosophy is not a curse of uncertainty, but a vitality of life. Just like the opening of a flower, the growth of a tree, the flow of a river, or the change of clouds. The beauty of philosophy lies in its internal flow and expansion. It draws inspiration from roots, yielding different fruits in different individuals. This is not a betrayal of the divine, but an elegant manifestation of spirituality through time. What we seek is genuine cultural courage, welcoming individuals from different backgrounds to engage in contemplation, embracing diverse experiences to challenge old beliefs, welcoming new languages, arts, science to re-express ancient wisdom, encouraging both the elderly and the young to think side by side, not based on hierarchical qualifications. In this structure, authority is not about oppression, but initiation. Doctrine is not about boundaries, but bridges. Tradition is not about shackles, but soil. However, openness is not frivolous. Many misunderstanding open philosophy as being superficial, casual, without boundaries. What we emphasize is, openness is not about indifference, but about respecting the complexity of life itself. Not about discarding all standards, but about re-understanding. What standards can truly evoke genuine, harmonious resonance? The beauty of open philosophy lies not in making everything acceptable, but in saying all truly vital thoughts resonate, reconstruct, expand, and be willing to respond to the word's call. We wish for this system to not become a closed fortress, but a resonant square. Openness is not weak, but a symbol of vitality. Just like a river is not unstable, but willing to flow. And like you and I are not awaiting revealers of truth, but are among the petals of truth blossoming. At this phase, I sincerely want to thank every and each friend who has journeyed alongside me. Constructing a philosophical system has never been an easy task. It is not merely about logical reasoning, jumbling terms, or repeating concepts, but a long-term inquiry and responding process traversing all aspects of life. Each time I write, record, or express, it is essentially a dialogue between self and world, me and you. My attempt to find a genuine, gentle way to understand existence, understand humanity, understand love and freedom, suffering and happiness amidst the complex reality. Your presence, your listening, comments, feedback, argument, questioning, and even silence deeply make me realize philosophy is not an individual voyage. It has never been about me standing alone, but about us trying to resonate in differences, a shared process. I believe the crux is not about who is right, but whether we are willing to explore together. Not about what the answer is, but whether we can illuminate each other in questions. I wish that through this process, you too find inspiration, even if it's just a moment of a deeper breath or a peaceful night of contemplation. That sense of reassurance that I am not alone in feeling this. The journey ahead continues, and I genuinely looking forward to engaging in more exchanges and dialogues with you. Your voices are the diverse echoes that from the authentic path we collectively traverse through this era. May we become each other's light in every moment of listening and expression. I see you in the next episode.